For a long time, I assumed weight gain was just something that happened as you got older. You hear it everywhere. Your metabolism slows down, your energy drops, and your body just doesn't respond the way it used to. So if you want to stay in shape, you're told you have to eat less, work harder, and accept that it's going to feel more difficult than it used to. And for a while, I tried to believe that. I cleaned up my diet, I stayed active, I followed the advice that's supposed to work. But despite doing everything right, my body started changing anyway. The scale crept up slowly, clothes fit tighter around the middle, and what frustrated me most was how unpredictable everything felt. Some weeks I'd be strict and see nothing, other weeks I'd relax a bit and somehow gain weight overnight. It didn't make sense. What really bothered me, though, wasn't just the weight, it was the lack of energy. I'd wake up tired, I'd hit a wall in the afternoon, and simple things that used to feel easy suddenly took more effort. At some point, I stopped asking what new diet or workout I should try next, and started asking a different question. What if my body isn't broken? What if it's doing exactly what it's designed to do? That question led me to something I wasn't expecting. I came across a scientific presentation that didn't focus on food rules, calorie tracking, or exercise routines. Instead, it explained how the body produces energy and how that process quietly changes over time. According to the research, weight gain isn't the real issue. Energy decline is. When the body produces less usable energy, it shifts into a conservation mode, it slows metabolism, it stores fat, and it makes you feel tired so you move less, not because you're lazy, but because your system is trying to protect itself. The presentation described this like a hidden switch inside the body. When that switch is working properly, the body burns fat naturally. Energy feels steady, appetite feels more balanced. When it's not, fat sticks around, especially in stubborn areas, and no amount of willpower seems to make a difference. What was unsettling was learning how easy it is for this switch to be affected. Chronic stress, poor sleep, years of dieting, aging, all of these can quietly interfere with how the body creates energy at the cellular level. That explains why so many people feel like their body changed overnight, even though their habits didn't. It also explains why pushing harder often backfires. Extreme dieting tells the body that energy is scarce, and when energy feels scarce, the body holds onto fat even tighter. That cycle leaves people feeling stuck, frustrated, and blaming themselves for something that isn't their fault. The hopeful part of the presentation was learning that this process isn't permanent. When the body's energy systems are supported properly, it can shift out of protection mode, metabolism can become more responsive, fat loss can start to feel natural again instead of forced. People shared stories about having more energy throughout the day, feeling less bloated or inflamed, and noticing changes in how their clothes fit, without extreme restriction or exhausting workouts. But the full explanation, how this energy process works and why it's been overlooked, takes more time than we have here. That's why everything is laid out in a free online presentation. It explains why traditional advice often stops working, what actually controls metabolic health, and why your body may not be working against you after all. If any of this sounds familiar and you've been feeling confused or frustrated with your body, I recommend watching it. The link is right below this video. Watch it when you have a few quiet minutes and see if it helps you understand what's really been going on, because sometimes the problem isn't effort, it's understanding how your body actually works.